Tasha. Thank you for coming in. I'm Antoria Liggins, and I'll be your therapist today. All right, first, I would like to say thank you for coming in to see me today. Before we get started, I just want to go over my informed consent, just to let you know that whatever we discuss here is confidential unless you sign a release of information for me to share it with someone else. Also, I am a mandated reporter. So, what that basically means is confidentiality may not apply if it's something suspected with child abuse or abuse to elderly, if you're thinking about harming yourself or others. Those are the things I will have to report. Also, if it's anything with legal proceedings, some of those things may also have to be reported. Okay? So I just want you to understand the informed consent before we start. Okay? So could you tell me what brings you in today?
I just haven't been feeling myself lately. Like, I've been having these really, really weird flashbacks, kind of. I guess you could call it a flashback. It happens a lot, like, when I'm driving, when I'm in the bathroom, like, if I'm in the middle of doing something, I just have these weird flashbacks. And it's just becoming really scary for me. And I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I just don't know what's going on.
Okay. And so when you say flashbacks, could you tell me a little bit like what that consists of? Like what's happening?
Like, it's kind of like I'm just like in a daze.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, it takes me back to childhood, which is weird. It takes me back to my mom walking out the door, or like my stepdad walking out the door. For some reason, it always takes me back to that moment, which is really strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's kind of how it looks.
That's how it looks. Okay. So you're picturing these. You see these vivid pictures of your mom and your dad.
It feels real. Yeah,
it feels real. Okay.
It feels real.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of symptoms do you experience, like when you picture that?
Like, definitely anxiety. Definitely anxiety. What else? When I'm in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
just a warm feeling comes over me, which is strange. And that's really it. More so anxiety, like high anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you mentioned that the flashbacks are related to your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So could you tell me a little bit about your childhood?
I went through a lot, a whole lot. Like, I don't even know where to begin. So this is a little embarrassing. So my mom used to do drugs, like real heavy.
Okay.
My stepdad too. They both did drugs together. It was just a drug house. My mom used to abuse me. My mom used to hit me. My stepdad, and this is a little personal, but my stepdad sexually molested me several times, and my mom didn't do nothing, didn't say anything. So that's kind of a reason why I don't really get along with her neither, because I will always remember her not saving me or being there for me. She was just in her own little world, and she didn't really care. So yeah, a lot of that, a lot of abuse. And I had to eventually live with my mom, my aunt, my mom's mom. My mom's sister, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just chaotic in there. It was just a lot going on. So.
Okay. So you end up going to live with your aunt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you said a lot of abuse. Was it just only sexual? Was it any other?
It was physical.
It was physical.
My mom used to hit me like when she would get mad, or if I didn't do something, or for the hell of it, for the most.
Okay.
For the most part, yeah.
Okay. All right. So once you went to go live with your aunt, then how was that experience for you?
It got a little better. Like, it was, the abuse stopped, and in her house, but I started this relationship with this guy that I really, really, really liked.
Mm-hmm.
I trusted him. I loved him. He was a little older, but I think he had some issues too, because I found myself in an abusive relationship with him. Like, he started putting his hands on me, and emotional abuse, just verbal abuse, talking to me real crazy.
Okay.
So, I went through that for a little bit. But living with my aunt, it was okay. It's just, I was just going through it with him.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right. So you experienced abuse once you started to date.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said that was also physical,
It was.
emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was.
Okay. Now, so tell me some about your anxiety. I know you mentioned that during the flashbacks, it's causing a lot of anxiety.
Mm-hmm. And lightheadedness and all that. Like, I'm just, oof. So, I've been having a problem with that too. Like, just my anxiety's been through the roof. Like, so much so that I got fired. My boss was like that I'm not attentive, I haven't been focusing, I'm late on, submitting work, and I'm not doing all my tasks correctly or completing them. And so he was like, yeah, I just think you need to take a break, so we're gonna have to let you go because you're going through a lot right now. And so that's the thing, and that's it. That's really.
So you recently lost your job. Okay. So you're very distracted at work.
Yes, and that's the whole reason why I'm not able to complete my task or, finish or submit my stuff, because it's like I would be typing, and I don't know, it's like a blockage. It's just I'm distracted, or I'll have a flashback, and then it's just I'm just so overwhelmed at that point, and it's like I can't focus, I can't do this, so yeah.
So do you have any physical symptoms when it happened, like rapid heartbeat, upset stomach, shaking, sweating? Does any of that happen, or all of that happen?
Almost all of that, especially like lightheadedness, definitely a little shaky, rapid heartbeats, but that's about it for the most part. But yeah, I've experienced all those.
Okay, and so the loss of your job, has that impacted your home life?
Financially, it set us back a little bit, but I'm currently married. I am married. My husband's kind of been trying to hold it down the best he can. So financially, we're okay for now. I'm just waiting to get myself together so I can find a job so that we can be fine. As far as our relationship, because you're saying like what's going on in our home. My husband and we haven't been seeing eye to eye lately.
Okay.
I think he's just overwhelmed with my stuff that I have going on. It's too much for him. And so, sometimes he'll try to be there, but I shoo him away for whatever reason. And so we haven't been as close as we were in a while. He'll leave or I'll leave, so it's kind of been some static in our relationship. But again, he is supportive, so I know that what's going on with us, it's me, but he is an angel. He's awesome. He has been supportive of me. I just need to get myself together so I can appreciate him more. With the kids, I love my kids to death, and just going through this, it took me away from them, like spending time with them. Like I just feel like I'm there, and they may get upset because they don't understand what I'm going through, but it's like I just feel horrible because they get absolutely sad when we can't, when I don't take them to the movies like I used to, or take them out to eat or to the park and things like that. Like it's just not the same, and I just feel horrible. But yeah, and that's caused them to, have some problems of their own at school. So that's the situation. Got to go to the school and see about that. So I think what's going on with me has definitely impacted their behavior, which is so scary. So that's really it as far as.
So what's going on recently has caused issues, and you've not been able to pretty much be the mom that you were before. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So has it been causing issues as far as just like your daily routine? Like has it interrupted that at all? Like as far as like your cleaning, cooking, your routines, as far as like hygienes and anything, have you noticed those have changed as well with this recent? Okay.
A lot of that. Like I'm not, and we're having to go out to eat like almost every day. My husband will either order a pizza or something like that because I haven't been in the mood to cook. My sleeping pattern is off. Like, I'll either be up all night, go to sleep at like 4 a.m., won't wake up till probably 4 p.m. the next day. Sometimes I won't sleep at all. Like my sleep cycle is horrible. Is horrible. I'm not eating as much. Kind of losing my appetite. Like, I can go a day without eating, and then I'll forget that I didn't even eat, and so it's just weird. Like, I don't know what's going on with me physically, but yeah, it's definitely messed up a lot of my routines.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's talk about treatment. Okay. So first, what I want to do is let you know a little bit about a technique that I use, which is called logosynthesis. So I'm going to ask you some questions, and if you don't mind, I'm going to write down some things as we go through this process. Okay. All right. So let's go back to. I want to go back to the flashbacks that you're having, and let's talk about some of the things that's happening when you're having those flashbacks. I did hear you say that you can picture your mom going, leaving out the door, and then your stepdad going out the door, things like that. So once you picture those, how are you feeling about that? Like, what are some of the feelings like as you have those flashbacks?
All right, when I have the flashbacks, I guess I would say physically, like, I just feel numb.
Okay.
And it's like this warm fear comes over me. It's just, my body gets real hot. And I'm just scared, and I just can't move. I'm like frozen almost. And I'm just like in a daze. Like, that's really how I feel when it's happening.
Okay. And so when we talk about these flashbacks, like on a scale from 0, meaning that you don't feel anything, and 10 is very intense, where would you rate that?
Oh,
feeling?
definitely a 10.
So you'll say you'll be at a 10.
Yeah.
So it's very intense when we think about these flashbacks and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you close your eyes, could you visualize where you see that picture? Would your mom be standing in front of you, beside you, behind you? Her in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you see her in front of you, do you feel anything? Do you feel anything in your stomach, in your chest? Anything like that? Any?
A little quick.
Hear her saying anything? Can you hear the door? Is it any sound to it?
I can hear the door closing.
Okay.
Mm.